Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. This is my Flosstube update number 203. I usually film on Saturdays, and so this video is a couple days later. Today is Monday, October 11th. And it's late. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As those of you who have been watching, my subscribers or people who watched last week, realized that know that we were out of town this weekend, and so that's why I didn't film on Saturday, and I'm filming today, Monday. I'm a bit of a sore throat, so I'm a little hoarse, froggy sounding. So I had a big weekend. I didn't do a whole lot of stitching, because we were out of town. But we did a lot of running around, and so I'm going to share a little bit of that. I don't have, I don't, edit these videos. They go straight on. I go straight onto YouTube from my tablet. And anyway, so I can't do fancy insert picture here and that kind of thing. At least if I can, I haven't figured out how yet. So, but I'm going to try to post my pictures from the weekend, from the balloon fiesta and stuff that we did there, on Facebook. And if I can post a link in the description box below, I'll do that. I haven't explored how to do that yet either, so remains to be seen. So don't hold your breath, or hold me to any promises on that in that regard. But this is a channel about cross stitch, for those of you who might be wondering. If you do want to see, for sure, pictures of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, on me and my sisters, we have a channel, Three Sisters Creative. We have a Flosstube channel on YouTube called Sticks and Strings, and in that video for this weekend, we have a lot of pictures from the balloon fiesta and other things. But so if you for sure want to see them, for sure they'll be in. They are in on that video. So I'm going to talk about what little cross stitching I did, and I have a lot of haul to talk about. So I've been working on the Sleepy Hollow Sal, and it's been really, I had all the other things I was thinking about doing, and this is the only one I've worked on. So this is where I am so far. I think last time I showed it last weekend, I had done like one little, I think one line of this little vampire guy. And I think I had started on the house or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I did all the black things except for some of the back stitching. There's a little bit of back stitching, like this crow's feet are going to be back stitched in black. And there's some other, I think the face on the moon, and maybe some of his face. I'm not sure what color that's back stitching. But I've done all the black, and I've done all the orange. I had done one color of the orange on the pumpkins that was done in, I think it's Classic Colorworks. I don't have it in front of me. But the other color is a DMC color, so I did the rest of that, the rest of the gold, like in the windows, in the cat's eyes there, and the owl's face. They're all in this other, the DMC color. So like I said, I finished all the black, and I had done the border a long time ago. That was one of the few things that I did when I worked on it before, was a border, and this whole side, the wording in the yeah. But so that's mostly. So I have the other. There's another shade of green that I have to do, and then there's some white. There's some ghosts and clouds, and stars, and so last week I showed a spool of Kreinik that I bought that at the attic that is glow in the dark, and I haven't looked into if there's any other glow in the dark kind of thread, but so I think some of it I might do just on the pattern. This in the suggestions on the pattern, it says like to use if you want to add some sparkle to this, like the stars. There's a Kreinik braid that they suggest that you could do if you want to do that. So between the glow in the dark thread and the sparkly Kreinik, I think it's a braid or whatever that I have, and the actual charted color of the stars and the ghosts or whatever, the white parts of the pattern, I'm going to decide, where to put the sparkle or glow in the dark or whatever. So I might do the ghosts maybe in the glow in the dark, and the sparkly stuff added to the stars, and the other thing is just plain white, the clouds or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so that's where I am so far on Sleepy Hollow, on this part of the Sleepy Hollow sal. It's like I said, it's a 4-part sal that you could do either in one piece or as drums. And so I was going to do drums. So if I finish this, I can add, finish it and make it, to make it into a drum. There's a round topper part pattern that for the top of the drum, and I have not done that yet. So that's what, all this extra fabric is for. I do have, I have these big clothespins I got at Hobby Lobby. There's a set of 4. There's the other 2. I got them at Hobby Lobby the other day. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in the haul. But I'm just using that to clip all the excess fabric, so I could show you this more clearly. I'm about to start on the greens. Yeah. So anyway, that's Sleepy Hollow by Tinymodernist, and this is done 2/2 on even weave that I dyed myself. So so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about haul. Before we went to Albuquerque, I went to Hobby Lobby on the 4th, and like I said, I got these clothespin things. I don't know if they were considered for quilting or whatever. They were there in the sort of stitching area. Which has knitting needles and things like that, and as well as cross stitch stuff, and other needlework things, latch hook stuff and whatever. So so I got those clothespins, and I got some later on. I got some thread and bobbins and things like that. I got another. Where is it? Oh, I bought this little project bag. It says "Happiness is homemade" on there, and it's just a plastic. Has the plastic, sealing thing. Yeah, but I got it just for some of my smaller projects. I have a smaller project that'll go in there. It's a little scuffy and bent up because my cat Puck is sat on it. And I got another hoop because you can never have too many. And again, I like these because they have there's a little, ridge in there that fits into this groove, so it keeps the fabric nice and taut. But I bought another one because I have some smaller ones, and I want another large one. Because actually, I stole the hoop for that Sleepy Hollow thing. I stole it from one of my other projects, so I wanted to get another one. Because, like I said, I have some smaller ones, and I have some of the other kind that are a little slippier. So I wanted another one of these grooved ones. And I bought some 28 count. This is 28 count cash shell linen, and it's white, so that because I think I'll dye it. I have those stitching with the housewives patterns, and I kind of want to do like Cataween cow and the ghoul garland, and I have some black Ada, but I think I want to dye this with that with some gray dye, or I have the fabric that I did pumpkin pile on. That's very dark. It's black and green, and or very very dark gray. I don't know. It's kind of black, but I might use those. I have to see how much. I have plenty of fabric, because actually I was originally gonna do the Sleepy Hollow sal on those. So it's a big piece of I believe it's linen, and I cut a small piece of it for the pumpkin pile thing. And so I might just go ahead and do a couple of those other housewives patterns on that. And because they're intended for black fabric anyway. So they're charted that way. So, but I had bought that linen because I think I may or may not dye some more fabric for that. Whatever. So I always have, white cloth available to dye things. And then I bought some more DMC just because I'm too lazy to look for the thread that I know I have those colors, the other colors in the Sleepy Hollow, the other orange and the other green. I know I have them somewhere bobbinated already, but I was too lazy to look for them. So in all my other projects, so I bought some more bobbins, and then I bought some more DMC thread, because just have them all in piles. Yeah, so there's that. And then also, I believe on the same trip, I bought a bunch of stuff. Oh, just because I was thinking about scissor fobs and things like that. I keep buying stuff, and I keep saying, well, I'm gonna do this, and this will make a really good. So I don't know, but I bought them, so I got them. So this is in the spirit of going to New Mexico. Red chilies, and I'm thinking again of a scissor fob made out of this, and looks good. And this is a fox and an elephant. I think I might have a charm like this already. Look, see, and this little moon. And then also, I thought these would be appropriate. Little frogs. They're like that sort of, little flocked feeling, but I think they'd make good, appropriate scissor fobs. And then I found these little smiley face beads a while back, last week or the week before, I guess. I had shown a string of little smiley face round, round beads, and so I found these. So maybe maybe I can mix them up and to go together or whatever. And then these I found on they have like a little sale end cap thing. So I got these. I think I have some like this. But I bought these were on sale. They were like $1.24 or something like that, as opposed to the regular cost of beads, which is $4 or $5 or whatever. But then I've got these are kind of Christmassy. I have some other Christmas things to go with those. I'm hoping to use those, and I have these also. These they look like Christmas candy. These beads here. So I got all the stuff at Hobby Lobby the other day. Sorry about that. It's my phone making loud noises. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can turn that off. Sorry. So that was my Hobby Lobby haul. Let me just get this out of the way here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Just want to get that out of the way with a minimum of rustling. So that was on the 4th. Then we went to Albuquerque. What a nice trip. Wasn't too bad going out there. So we went out, and Friday we did a lot of running around. We had to go to Target. My nephew had forgotten to pack his t-shirts that he was going to wear. He had packed all of his other things and then realized he didn't have any shirts. He'd left them, they'd forgotten to, in all the packing process, they'd left his shirts. So he just had the shirt he was wearing, and I think one other one or something like that. So we had to stop by Target and just buy him some t-shirts. And I went and I had a little suitcase crisis because, the suitcases that I had, they were out in the garage, and I guess I hadn't had them that long, maybe 5 or 6 years. But the heat out there, apparently, the heat here in Phoenix, the heat kind of eats everything. So the suitcases had this little, I guess, rubber or cloth little gasket thing around the seams and stuff, and that basically just disintegrated and left black junk. Well, when I was here at home, I had noticed some black stuff, when I was packing, but I thought it was stuff from something from the floor, something the cats had, on their feet had, left on the bed or whatever. And I couldn't figure out where it's coming from, but it was just a little bit, and I had brushed it off, and I packed all my things, and we got to Albuquerque and to my aunt's house, and I was getting out my toiletries bag, and there's more black stuff all over it, and that's when I realized what it was, and it was just this little gaskety lining thing, whatever, on both my suitcase and my little tote bag that had my other stuff in it, that was just disintegrating and leaving black little flecks of junk all over the place. So my cousin and I went to go find another bag that I could transfer all my things in to get rid of those other suitcases. And my other sisters hit up the Joann's that was next door. And unfortunately, I didn't go in there. I restrained myself. But anyway, then we went to eat lunch for my birthday, my birthday was on Sunday, but we ate lunch on Friday just to because that was the best time for everybody to get together and everything. So my brother joined us for that, and my 2 aunts and my cousin and the 5 of us that had driven out from Phoenix. And so I had a little bit of birthday haul. My aunts gave me a couple of cards, just with some birthday things, and a gift card to Joann's, which I plan to put to use. And then my brother gave me a puzzle. This is a 1,000-piece puzzle from a cover of from New York Magazine, a Cat's Eye View. Actually, nice. So I haven't done a jigsaw puzzle in a long time, but I really, really like them. The trick is going to be finding a place to, where I can set the puzzle out, the cats won't jump on it. It won't be in the way of all the stitching and stuff that goes on. Excuse me 1 minute. I'm going to share a lovely beverage, as David Letterman used to say. So we had gone to the balloon fiesta actually on Friday morning, early in the morning at the as I like to say, the butt crack of dawn. We went out, we left before 4 o'clock in the morning. So we had to get up like at 3-ish, get dressed and all that. And we went to, oh, we were going to, no, that was on Saturday morning that we went to the Balloon Fiesta. So it's Friday we were running around. And so, like I said, we had eaten lunch. I'll get back to the Balloon Fiesta in a minute. We'd eaten lunch at noon. And then wanted to hit up some stitching shops. But the Stitcher's Garden opened at 12, and so did these other, like the quilt shop was open, I guess, during the day, and there's the other yarn shop that we wanted to go to that also opened at 12. So in the morning, we had gone running around to, like I said, to Target and to the luggage place and Joann's. And then we had a little bit of time to kill before our lunch reservation. And so we went to Corrales, which is a little village, the village of Corrales, which is part of, like a suburb of there in Albuquerque, out on the west side of Albuquerque. And that's where Quilt Olay was. And so we stopped in there, and it's really a quilt shop, and which is not something that I'm necessarily into. But they have these little peels that I know that some people have used for fabric, and I bought these, and I bought another one. I don't know, it's either on my bed or in my project bag somewhere, because it popped off of the fabric. But they're supposed to be to put on your spool of thread to keep their thread from unspooling itself, and but they're also good for rolling up fabric and sticking on it. The problem I have is that fabric is really a very large piece, and it's a little bit hard on these peel things. I haven't found any. That's what I bought the little clothespin clips for. I tried quilting clips, but it's just a lot of fabric to get out of the way. But anyway, I bought these little peels at the quilt shop. Quilt Olay, it's what it's called. They're in Corrales. And I'm trying to keep this in order. So we went to lunch, and we went to the yarn shop. I didn't buy anything there. My younger sister, who's into yarn and weaving and things like that, she had bought some stuff there. And then that evening, so they closed at 5. And that evening, I guess, is when my sisters and I did our update for part of our update. I guess, as much as we could, talking about, where we'd been and what we had done. And then Saturday morning is when we got up at 3 in the morning and caught the park and ride shuttle so that we could park, there on the west side and catch the bus, and it would take us. Oh, that's what it was. Friday night we went, and we it was a little, the website for the Balloon Fiesta was a little confusing. There wasn't anything on there about like handicap parking, handicap buses. We were kind of looking for that, but it didn't say anything about that on the website that we saw. We were looking for tickets, how to get tickets, because you had to buy them for the park and ride. You had to buy them online. So we were looking for the tickets, and we bought the tickets. And it said something about, it was a little confusing about whether or not you could show the tickets on your phone or if you had to have printed tickets. And so we thought, to be on the safe side, we're going to print the tickets. Well, my aunt had a printer, but apparently it was out of ink. So we thought, well, before everything closes, because there was a FedEx shop, but they closed like at 9, I guess, or 8, and so it was like 7:30 or something. So we dashed down there, and got the tickets printed, and so we had tickets for Friday morning Saturday morning and Saturday evening. They're two different, like sessions or whatever. Because we were going in the morning to see the Mass Ascension, and going in the afternoon, evening to hear my brother play, my brother's band. So anyway, we had to dash down there to FedEx, and we had just gotten them printed, and went out to the car, and we were getting in the car and getting settled in the car, and the guy was closing up the shop, so we had just skimmed in there just in time to get the tickets. So Saturday morning, then we, like I said, got up very early, and we drove to the mall out there on the west side, and we were trying to find where to park, because we knew where the buses were, but there were two different entrances, I guess, into where you could park your car. And so we were going along, and we were wondering, like, where is everybody? There was a handful of cars, but not as many as we expected. And we could see where the buses were on this upper level, and there were some cars on the lower level, and we were on the one side of it. And so we went. There was a cop there, kind of, directing traffic a little bit, and we asked him about handicap parking, because this parking area seemed kind of far from where the buses were, and he said, "Well, there's some handicap parking down there, close to the mall. Like if you were going shopping in the mall, there was handicap parking there by one of the mall entrances, because then there's there's a little staircase there, but it's just a few stairs." Just a few steps up to the upper level, and I'm thinking it's pretty far from the parking area to where the buses are. It's like a, double level. You go in on this lower level, and there's an upper level, which is where the buses were. So it looked a little far to me, but he said, I'll ask. And my younger sister was driving. Was like, maybe my older sister was driving. I don't know. Anyway, my younger sister was saying, well, we'll check it out. And, while he went to go ask somebody about the handicap parking. So we went down there, and it was like, it's a huge staircase. It was like, it's like the equivalent of basically 2 flights of stairs, from the lower level to the upper level. I'm like, yeah, no. My dad wouldn't have been able to do it. My nephew maybe could have done it. For me, it would have been really hard, especially with all the, walking to the bus and then walking around the balloon fiesta, and so yeah, we turned around, and by the time we got back, the guy said, well, you can go on the other side, and there should be some handicap parking over there. So we went around the mall to the other side of the buses, and there really wasn't anything that indicated like any special area for the handicap parking or whatever. So we just, took the first spot we saw that seemed close to the buses. But then there was kind of, by the time we walked around, there was like a long line to get on the buses. So we got in this line, and we were sitting there, and my younger sister sort of, spotted some of the workers there, and she asked them about, how do we get in? There was like, I think, an ADA, handicap bus there. And she asked them, how do we get on one of the handicap buses? And he says, oh, well, come right here. So we were able to get on the bus right away and get in. And then when we were seated, not very far from us, there was a truck there, and we were like, why is, he's like, he had these big flashers, bright flashers on. And we were talking about how it's kind of annoying. It's like right in your eyes, And I said, well, there's like a balloon, magnetic sticker thing on the side of that truck. And so this truck was obviously connected with the festival in some way. And we found out later I think it was a chase vehicle or something, because then later on the pickup trucks with the gondolas or trailers or whatever, started parking, and they were like right there. Like, I don't know, 30 feet away, something like that, 40 feet away from us, from where we were sitting. But so what's called the Dawn Patrol, or balloons that that go up first to check out the winds and things like that. They were setting up and filling up, but they weren't going up yet. And but so it was neat because we could see, they were filling up with hot air and firing off their burners, doing what's called a balloon glow, because the sun hadn't come up yet, so you could really see it really nice. And then as the sun was coming up, one of the balloons went up and had a U.S. flag draped down. That was the beginning of the activities for the morning. And but there was a little flag on the main stage building that indicate that the color of it indicates what the winds are like up there, and it was yellow, so that down on the field the winds weren't bad, but up aloft where the balloons would be flying, it was a little too windy up there. And so so there were like about a dozen balloons for the dawn patrol. So they were kind of like firing off their burners, and things like that, and either like in coordinated like what they called flicker burns. So they were like going pulsating the burners, and there were some other things they were doing just to sort of entertain the audience, and then so then more balloons. They filled them up, inflated them, and were setting off the burners a little bit. So you could walk around and see all the different balloons, but they were unable to fly because it was too windy. And then the winds on the ground level kind of started picking up. You could see the balloons kind of swaying and bumping into each other. So they had to start deflating them and packing them up. So they didn't fly, which was kind of a shame. But we got to, like I said, we were very close, got to see a lot of them. And then on the stage, later on that morning, as they were kind of packing up and stuff, there was a National Guard band that played. So they were playing a bunch of different things, a bunch of different selections. They had a saxophone ensemble that played some things, and then the full band again. So that was kind of a treat, especially for my dad. They played like a armed forces medley. So all the people from different branches of the military, the Marines and the Navy and the Air Force and Army and all that, and the Coast Guard, all got to stand for their theme. So yeah, there were some Sousa and some other things. So that was nice also, and but it was a little chilly, but at times, and so anyway, so we enjoyed ourselves, even though the balloons didn't go up. We still had a good time, a really great time up there. And I got a little bit of haul. I got some in the morning and some later in the afternoon when we came back. But for my birthday, my younger sister bought me this little bee. And the reason she bought this is one of the special shaped balloons they have. Like if this had gone up, the little gondola would have is under here. And I'll show you some other pictures of that. But they had these little plushies for some of them. So yeah, so this is one of the popular ones, and this is called Jolie, the little bees. There's like 3 of these little bees. That they have balloons. And also my older sister bought me this, and I'll go ahead and put this on even though it's going to give me hat head. The shark hat. The teeth are biting your head. Well, I saw a guy wearing one of these, and I was like, I need that hat. So my sister bought it for me for my birthday. Little googly eyes. And lots of teeth. So, okay, I'm going to take that off now so I don't get hat head. But that was for my birthday also. And then in the afternoon, we went, in between the show, we went to the the showing, the sessions. We went to Stitch Garden. I'll get to that in a minute. But so when we went back in the evening, we went to hear my brother play, and like I said, I've got a head now. I'm gonna try to put a link to my Facebook page, so that you can see the pictures that I took. I kind of stayed in a chair there on the side. I didn't walk around in between the balloons, because that's, walking in crowds like that with my disability, it's a little harder to, when, there's people are close together and kind of, doing that shuffly stopping and starting kind of step. That's a little harder for me to walk in a crowd like that. So I didn't get a really good view of everything, to walk up and down the rows of balloons and stuff like you can do at the Balloon Fiesta. But I did get a lot of really good shots. So I'm going to try to link some of those pictures. But I did do a little shopping while I was out there. So these are the bee balloons. You can see the gondolas hanging down there underneath their belly. So whoever's riding the basket, who riding the balloons, would be in these little baskets. So this button shows the two balloons kissing. So there's the one that I got with the blue wings. And then here's another shot of one of the bees. Yeah, let me put it over here so it doesn't have glare on it. Yeah. So that's what they look like. And also I found these little magnets. This one is just a shot of, what you would often see at the Balloon Fiesta. And then this is another one of those little bees. And there's an elephant there. And some of the other, this is, I think, just slightly before they went up. They would go up there. It looks like they're still on the ground, being inflated or whatever. But so those, I found those. And then also I bought, one of the things is this one of the very popular things is this cow balloon. This is Dairy Pure Creamland. But there's, you can see it's kind of a little cartoon version of it, but there's a gondola there. So this cow is one of the more popular balloons. So these are like little pins that people buy and trade and all that sort of thing. There's one that's a frog balloon, and it has the U.S. and the Great Britain flags on there. And this one is, it says Flight Crew. And this one is New Mexico, the New Mexico state shape. It says Dos Amigos, which is, it could be, I'm assuming is the name of the balloon. A lot of these have with the balloons, they have the name of the balloon or the name of the flight crew of balloon, really, basically, I guess. And then I bought this one for my nephew as a thank you for my other nephew. He's not older, he's younger. Robert, who he stayed here in town to do some work things and whatever, and so he kept an eye on my cats and everything. So I got this one for him. This is Darth Vader and Yoda, and the state of New Mexico. Yeah. So so some of these I want to make into needle minders, but it depends. I might not be able to. I don't know, because they have this tie tack pin back, and it's a little they're welded on. It's a little hard to get off, and I don't know if I have the right kind of tool to get that off. But we'll see. But I thought they would make really great needle munchers if I could figure out how to take the pin backs off of there. So we'll see about that. So then, let me get this out of the way. Hold on one second. Okay, so then, like I said, in between the going in the evening to hear my brother's band play and the morning session, we went to a Stitcher's Garden. And while I was there, I bought a few things. Sorry. I bought some little notions pouches and project bags. These are just those little mesh bags with zippers. I bought a couple of those, and smaller notions pouch sized ones. And I know we make project bags, but we make them nice cloth ones that, to sell to people. These little mesh bags are, more inexpensive. And, But then I bought some patterns while I was there. So this one is Candy Cane Wishes by Brenda Gervais. This little fat snowman. Yeah. And this is charted in Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks. And I may just, if I have them, I'll use them. And I don't know if I'm going to make a special trip, to pick up those threads, whatever. But I don't know. And this one is part of this Noah's Christmas Arc by Plum Street Samplers. And but I know there are several of these, but this one, this is the third one, Whales and Squirrels. So there's 2 whales and 2 squirrels. I like that one a lot. And then this is by With Thy Needle and Thread. Yeah. When Santa's away, the mice will play. There's little mice, really cute mice. There's Santa's boot down there. And so this is Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks and DMC. Yeah. And it says using a scrap of natural cotton batting for the boot trim. Is in the instructions on that one. So we'll see what it says here. Well, that's pretty cute. So, I saw those 3 patterns. I saw lots of patterns. If I'm trying to restrain myself a little bit. So, that's all the stuff that I bought while I was out there. And so, like I said, we went in the evening, and there was supposed to be a balloon glow, but it got really windy. The concert was really great. It was like I said, all Santana stuff, cover songs, but it was really, really great. And like I said, I'm gonna try to put a link, but if not, for sure, they're gonna be on my just regular Facebook page. Since they're not stitching related, I don't want to put them on the in the stitching groups that I'm a member of, like Stitching with the Housewives and Friday Off the Grid and things like that. I don't want to put this Balloon Fiesta content on there because those are stitching groups. But on my regular Facebook page, Elizabeth Martinez, it'll be there, and then also I'm going to try to put it on my Instagram page. And on Instagram, I'm Phantagray, Phantagray, and that'll also be in the description box below. So if I can link it in the description box, I can figure that out. It'll be in there. But if not, you can look me up on Facebook and Instagram. My names are there in the Find Me On. So you can look that up there if I can't manage to figure out the how to post a link. But so Saturday we went to we didn't stay for the fireworks because it was just getting too cold. There were fireworks at the end that my friend Gary Hook, he and I were in youth symphony together when I was a junior and he was a senior, and then we went to the University of New Mexico together at the same time. So I knew him from school from there, and then he lives now in, I want to say, in Texas. I'm not sure, and now I live in Phoenix. But it so happens that he's a photographer, likes to do photographs and stuff, and so he goes to New Mexico very often, and he was there this past week for the balloon fiesta. I didn't see him; we didn't run into each other, but he did go to the. I think he did see the fireworks. I don't know if he was at the balloon fiesta for the fireworks, or if he was just in town for them. But he went earlier in the week, so he got to go up in a. I don't know if it was. I couldn't tell if it was a tethered ride or if he was just riding around in a balloon. But he got to go up, and got some great pictures and stuff. And so if you want to look up him, I don't know if I believe you can just look up his pictures on the Facebook page, and he's this. Gary Hook on Facebook. So I believe his pictures are posted on Facebook. Anyway, so like I said, there was some really good weather earlier in the week before we were there. But so on Sunday, we all went out to breakfast. My brother joined us, and the whole group, my aunts and my cousin, and everybody. We went for breakfast Sunday morning, and then we were driving back, and it was, it turned into a really, really long drive. Ordinarily, it takes us like 8 hours, something like that, generally, to drive back, to drive back and forth between Phoenix and Albuquerque. We usually cut across the state and cut some of the time off, and we have like places that we usually stop and everything. And as we were coming back, it looked like part of the road was closed. There was a big accident and stuff, and so at some point, the highway had been closed in that little the way that we usually went. So we went the other way through Flagstaff. You can do like an L shaped out to, from Albuquerque to Flagstaff and then down to Phoenix, and it's longer that way. But so we decided we would go through Flagstaff because of the possible closure. But then coming from Flagstaff, for some reason, I don't know if there had been an accident, if it was what the deal was, but you know how those traffic backups occur, just and as you're driving by, you don't ever see anything. You don't ever see the aftermath of a wreck or construction or whatever, but for some reason everybody's bumper to bumper. So we ended up like taking, I don't know how many, like 3 or 4 extra hours, because instead of getting home at we left Albuquerque at 9:30 our time, and we didn't get back to Phoenix until 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. I don't know what, it was late at night. We got back, it just took forever, and the whole world was like stopping, and then at some point, the backup stopped, and we just went regular, and we never did, there was never any evidence of what it was that caused the backup. It was just one of those things. But we were in that car for freaking ever. last night. So yeah. I did want to mention just some updates to our Etsy shop. So that's really all the content that I have. I'm hoping to just continue with the my witchy stitchy stitching. Hopefully, just get that piece finished, and then I'll see what else I have to do. But so that's really all of my stitching content for this for now. But I did want to do, like I said, a little update to what's going on with our Etsy shop. And so my sister was able to finish, and I don't know if it's on the Etsy shop right now, but it will be. If it's not, it'll be on there soon. But she did this project bag. It's some kitties. It's a Halloween theme. There's some kitties and pumpkins. And the fabric for the contrasting fabric is this little sort of Halloween looking tree. So there's another shot of the back. Or the other side of it. I don't know which is the front or the back. But the handles are made of that. The handles and the inside are made of that scary, spooky tree material. Yeah. And then the little charm on the zipper is this little pumpkin with a witch's hat. I'm getting out of the glare there. And then the notions pouch that goes with that is made out of this similar fabric and that same tree fabric, and also has a zipper, and there's a gold kitty, gold or silver, I can't tell, this light kitty charm. Yeah. So this one, like I said, these are together, the project bag and notions pouch, and we are having like I said, I mentioned last week, a sale on the Etsy shop. 15% off of $35 or more. Yeah. So these are on there now. So go and check it out. 3 Sisters Creative. That's the number 3 Sisters Creative. And like I said, our Sticks and Strings video is on Flosstube as well. That has some beautiful pictures from the balloon fiesta, and just from our trip to Albuquerque. Yeah. And so I think that is all I have for this week. So I'm hoping to do another video on Saturday. So it'll, so I have fewer days to finish up, but I mean to stitch some more or whatever. But that's coming up. Oh, and last Tuesday before we went to Albuquerque, we had a very nice concert. My sister and I played, with the Mesa Community College Orchestra, and we had a really nice concert. And so, like I said, that's the first concert that I've done since 2015. So it was a little scary for me, just to be back in the saddle again, I guess. But that's continuing on. So we have rehearsal tomorrow night, and we'll see what's up for this coming week. So, but Saturday, like I said, Saturday I'll be back, and hopefully maybe I'll be done with that. At least the main content of the Sleepy Hollow thing by next Saturday. We'll see. So I will see you next week. It's been almost an hour. I think this video is going to cut off at an hour. So I'll see you next week. All right. Happy stitching. See ya. Bye. Thank you.